Price Mashaw Cobbs, born 1928, died 2018, African-American psychiatrist. Price Mashaw Cobbs is best known for his work in ethnotherapy, a group therapy that is sensitive to ethnic differences and seeks to help individuals resolve racially based identity issues. With another black psychiatrist, William H. Greer, Cobbs published Black Rage in 1968. The title of this book gives a name to the repressed frustration and anger often felt by African Americans, and it explores the effects of these emotions, effects which include increased health problems. Since the late 1960s, Cobbs has been engaged in working with corporations, government agencies, and nonprofit groups as a consultant on issues of diversity in the workplace. Cobbs was born in Los Angeles, California, on November 2, 1928, the son of Peter Price and Rose Mashaw Cobbs. Cobbs' father was also a doctor. After graduating from high school in Los Angeles, Cobbs attended the University of California, Los Angeles, for 2 years, until he was drafted during the Korean War. From 1951 to 1953, he served in the U.S. Army, attaining the rank of corporal. After his discharge, Cobbs completed his undergraduate degree at the University of California at Berkeley, where he was awarded his bachelor's degree in 1954. He then entered Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. While a student there, Cobbs married Eva Nee Priester on May 30th, 1957. They would have 2 children together, Price Priester and Marion Renetta, before his wife died in 1973. Cobbs earned his medical degree from Meharry in 1958. He spent the next year as an intern at the San Francisco General Hospital. He began a psychiatric residency at Mendocino State Hospital in Tallmadge in 1959. When his residency ended in 1961, Cobbs opened the private practice in San Francisco. While maintaining his practice, Cobbs held several related positions. In 1961, Cobbs conducted psychiatric research at the Langley Porter Neuropsychiatric Institute. From 1963 to 1964, Cobbs was a consultant to the State of California Department of Corrections. He became an assistant clinical professor at the University of California, San Francisco in 1966. Cobbs also became a board-certified psychiatrist that year. It was at this university that Cobbs met William H. Greer. In his private practice, Cobbs told Black Enterprise magazine he had begun to see, quote, that black people, whether they were middle class, unemployed, or young professionals trying to get started, were angry, unquote. With Greer, he co-authored Black Rage, which was published in 1968. Black Rage explores racial anger for many African Americans and examines how it affects them and their health. The book ends by celebrating the merits of diversity and its future promise. Cobbs and Greer published their study as a clinical handbook for other psychiatric professionals, but its accessibility ensured it was read well beyond these circles. They co-authored a second book published in 1971, entitled The Jesus Bag. This work explores the complicated role and effect of religion on the lives of African Americans. The University of California, San Francisco gave Cobbs a grant to study ways to lessen racism on college campuses. In addition to his private practice, this experience helped him develop ethnotherapy, an idea which he had been working on for most of his career as a psychiatrist. Ethnotherapy employed group therapy techniques to question and hopefully transform attitudes and suppositions related to differences of race, ethnicity, and values. In 1967, Cobbs founded Pacific Management Systems, a consulting firm that specializes in executive development and diversity management. Through his San Francisco-based company, Cobbs began his career as a consultant to businesses and organizations of all kinds. He began with the San Francisco area, but his work spread throughout the United States and the world. Using ethnotherapy as a basis, Cobbs helped people of all races to understand the dynamics of racism as well as its effects. He promoted the value of understanding differences between people as a means of making work environments more effective. His seminars encourage managers of multiracial workplaces to use diversity as a way to benefit the company. Cobbs also worked with minority managers and other professionals who were trying to overcome the challenges of working in traditionally white organizations. Cobbs eventually took the title of Chief Executive Officer of Pacific Management Systems. He also formed his own company, Cobbs, Inc. In 1985, Cobbs married again to Frederica Maxwell. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Cobbs received two significant awards. Black Enterprise magazine named him Outstanding Psychiatrist in 1988. The Association of Humanistic Psychology gave him a Pathfinder Award in 1993. Cobbs is a fellow of the American Psychiatric Association and a member of the International Association of Social Scientists, the National Medical Association, the Institute of Medicine, the National Academy of Sciences, and the International Association of Social Psychiatrists. Cobbs is also a charter member of the National Urban League, as well as a life member of the NAACP. Cobbs also served on the advisory board for Black Scholar and on the board of directors for Foundation for National Progress, and he held a chairmanship at Renaissance Books. Citations are in the description.